So tell us about right now, this season for your kids. What is God teaching you? And a lot of the folks listening have little kids, but there's also a lot in my shoes. My first kid just went off to college. And so we're kind of with you tracking. So what is God teaching you?
Yeah. Well, I think lately this summer was really hard actually. Um, and I won't go into all the details, but it's just, I think if anything I'm learning and the Lord's teaching me is just that the need to surrender just doesn't ever expire. Like we don't
Yeah.
arrive at a place where there's not going to be just more to lay on the altar. And
Yeah.
so that has been super real for us.
Yeah.
But truly, like, I think in the difficulty, in the hardship, I think something also that the Lord just keeps teaching me, and even I've just talked about a lot on my podcast recently, is just how important it is, especially in the hard stuff or in the letting go of kids or even in the raising of kids
Yeah.
when they're
Yeah.
little, is that having an open heart to Him is everything. I think if the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if there's anything he wants, especially when it is messy, for us to get offended. And
Mm,
offense is his biggest bait. It's his biggest weapon
yeah.
against us. And I think in these times of hardship, it's just actually been so sweet and a way to still connect and be intimate with God in those rough places, in those messy places, when it's causing my heart to just go low.
Yeah.
And that has kind of, I don't know. I don't know why it surprises me over and over again. I'm like, okay, here I am again. And
Yeah.
there's a song, there's a song on the new album called Sweet and Low. And I love just that the sweet part of it would just be just that, like kind and open hearted to God, just saying like, I need you in my life right now. And then the low part is literally just like, I'm going to just come low before you.
Yeah.
And what he can do with that is really powerful. So yeah, that's
Can you
just
unpack because I love that, but tell us practically what you mean about being offended, like offended with God's plan or offended by people around you, or is it all of that?
yeah, just when things aren't working out how we thought. Or maybe there is real trauma in your life, or like there's something that you look back on and it's like, why would God allow this? Or a big one is, which we just walked through, is like, why would God allow this to happen to our child, one
Yeah.
of our kids? And that is what it can really, especially as mamas, it's like the enemy knows,
Yeah.
how to kind of push our buttons and get us in that place of being where it's easy to be offended.
Yeah.
And I think that we can take the bait. Sometimes
Yeah.
we can choose to not trust God, and that he's ultimately what he promises is he's going to work all of these things for our good or their good if it's our kids. But yeah, it's so tempting
For
sometimes to just
sure.
shut our heart off to him. And that's kind of the beginning of just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
the,
distance and drifting almost is like you don't realize that that's like a crack in the door that the enemy's like,
yes,
oh, yep, I got her.
totally. Yes.
And I think once you said that, I was like, "Oh, man." The mama bear in me is like, "Okay, Satan, mess with me. I got you."
Yeah.
But if not I got you, but, like, I can handle it, but they mess with your babies, and you're like, either you're really offended or really
Totally.
mad with God to be like,
Yeah.
like, they didn't choose ministry.
Yeah.
And so I think that's hard to watch, and it's
It
so hard to
is.
watch. But
Yeah.
tell me one personal question I have for you. Did you and your husband process differently? Like, a lot of my friends were all launching our first kids, and we're like, the dad's like, "That's fine. They're good." And I can't get him, like, stop crying. And he's like, "It's not that I don't care. I'm just so excited for her." And so did y'all go in
Yeah.
waves? Like, give us some hope on, like, how did that go
Yeah.
for y'all?
Yeah. Well, I will say that it's funny. We for the most part, I'm usually the one that's like either overthinking it or overfeeling it, or like
Yeah.
having all the random worries that some of them that don't even, are just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.